But I'm still winning, they still waiting for an answer. Clean money.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The bright lights and tall buildings of downtown Los Angeles setting the scene for us here tonight. Hi everyone, thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. NBA action is coming up. Tonight, we'll see the Brooklyn Nets as they play against the Los Angeles Lakers here in Staples Center with Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. This is Kevin Harlan. On the sidelines, we have David Aldridge reporting. And they'll have some minutes to make up for with an injury in their roster.
Compensating for the absence of a key player can be difficult, but they've got to hold strong.
And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. DA?
Hey, Kevin. Well, another Kevin, Kevin Durant, is just as dedicated to his craft as you are at yours, but it's off the court where he says he's been on a search, pushing my limits, the flow of life, the people I meet, the environment I want to live in. All that stuff fulfills me more than anything. Kevin, the game of basketball opens so many doors for him to search.
It does indeed. Thanks, David. Deep benches tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players, but you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
Well said. So the Nets starting five. Joe Harris is out there with Durant. Then there's Irving. Then there's Griffin. And it's Harden in at the point guard position. And for the Lakers, LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Caldwell Pope. And it's Drummond in at the 5 spot. No good from Irving. And it's Drummond with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Lakers. Stolen by Harden. Here's Irving. The shot, no good. And the Lakers going the other way now. Down low, Schroeder, good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Well, this is what you must do when you get hit on a field goal attempt, right? Schroeder keeps his concentration. What maturity he's demonstrated these last couple of years.
And again, no good by Brooklyn. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Davis has got the ball. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
You know, even though LeBron doesn't go 100% every minute of every game in the season, GA, he still knows when to turn it on.
And for someone at his age, that is something you have to know how to do. You can see when LeBron kicks it into that next gear. Can't keep it on all the time, but he's still able to take over when he needs to. And you know, it took him a while to get going, but they finally connected now on their 4th shot of the game.
Caldwell Pope finds James. Back to Caldwell Pope. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Davis. Goes back up. And Caldwell Pope lays it in.
And part of an overall effort for Kentavious going for higher percentage shots. That time working inside.
Now here's Durant. Griffin. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
On the wing, Irving. Durant trying to break free.
Well, sometimes it's about shot selection, and Kyrie Irving finds the weakness in the defense consistently.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Davis, the pass to James. Feeds to Caldwell Pope. Here's Drummond. Here's Davis. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
And when AD's got that mid-range working, it just makes him all the more difficult to defend, showing off even more of his repertoire.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down. And the league's preeminent practitioner of the step-back 3, James Harden, is as good as it gets. And, you know, like the skyhook, an unguardable shot. And paired with his dribble drive, a 2-move torture chamber.
And the Lakers making a change here. Harrell's checked in. Now the free throw is good, now leading by 1. And thanks to that step back, Harden already the all-time leader in unassisted three-point shots.
And not to mention 4-point plays. And up until recently, teams built elaborate offenses to create their three-point looks. Harden the first to do it one-on-one with volume and efficiency. You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
Nets leading by 3. Irving with the ball. He's picked up by James. Griffin kicks to Harris. Shot's good. Griffin making the play.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Schroeder dishes to Harrell. Back to Schroeder. And they get it. Durant trying to break free. Davis with the bucket. Davis has got 6.
Just so resourceful as a player. Davis gets the job done inside in all sorts of ways, and that's one of them right there, crashing the offensive glass, getting that second chance bucket.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And for everything that Anthony Davis does on the floor, you can't forget about his defense. Still an elite-level defender, guards multiple positions, and turns away a number of shots.
And the Nets making a change here. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Griffin. Green comes in for Kevin Durant. Brown is checked in for Harris. And Landry Shamet subbed in for Irving. Here's Caruso. James Harden picking up that last basket. Harrell finds Kuzma. Over Brown. No good on his first attempt of the game. And Davis gets a lot of blocks without getting in foul trouble. About a 1-to-1 ratio for him in his career.
Incredible. And he's done a great job of learning how to go straight up, playing vertical. Gets blocks, but doesn't get pulled out of position. Does everything you want from a defensive anchor.
And the Lakers with possession here, following the three-pointer by Brooklyn. And that one's good, Caruso.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
Pass to Harden. Oh, and James Harden throws it down hard.
And this is how a floor leader makes a statement. Harden just put the other team on notice.
Kuzma outside. They grab their own miss.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by. Now, Shamet. Pass to Harden. Harden draws the double. It's stolen. Harrell against Harden. Swiped it away. And now it's Brown running. He can go all the way. And good work on the boards. They pick up a second chance points.
Well, you love the persistence on the offensive glass. All about effort right now.
Kuzma finds Gasol. Tipped away. Lays it up off the glass.
That 7'1" frame of Marc Gasol. Strength, power, you name it, he can absorb contact.
Now, here is Harden. Defense right on him. The tray. And the net. Another three.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
James Harden getting it done for Brooklyn. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. We'll take a quick break. And earlier we got a few words from Marc Gasol regarding his former teammate in Toronto, Kawhi Leonard.
The way he plays defensively, you know what he stands for, and how competitive he is. I mean, I don't need somebody to bang his chest or like scream or like be one of those guys to know if you're competitive or not. Like, I think that's the way he is, and I respect that. And he's actually a really good, teammate.
And of course, Gasol and Leonard won the championship together in 2019, largely, Greg, because of their ability to play defense and get stops.
And two former defensive players of the year on the same team. That's going to be your foundation. But both guys were tremendous at the other end as well, albeit in different ways.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And taking a look at the Nets' performance here, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
The offense firing on all cylinders. They dominated that first period.
That's exactly the start you want. You take complete command. Now you've got to maintain that focus.
We've got Markieff Morris. He's out there with Kyle Kuzma, and it's Caruso in at the point. That's the Laker 5. Lakers shooting their first free throw of the contest. Andre Drummond's checked in for Marc Gasol. Irving's checked in for Brooklyn. Greg, so many people know your story, born and raised in Las Vegas. It must have been an amazing feeling then to lead UNLV to its only championship.
I mean, Kevin, playing in front of so many people, has its pros and cons.
Right.
But to be a part of that 1990 championship team and the only one we've been able to hoist and to have my jersey hanging in that rafter, it's humbling, and yes, it brings back a lot of fond memories.
Like historically good, right? When you think of that team, what that meant, it has a historic place.
It does. We felt like we were able to etch our mark in terms of the lures of the game of college basketball.
And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, we all know that there are some people who dislike James Harden's style of play. They're bored watching him shoot free throws. He said, "I see how teams guard me and find ways to exploit it. I just outthink the game, and I'm faulted for it." Kevin, that may be, but it's hard to argue with the results. Back to you.
You're right, one of the top scorers in league history, David. Thanks for that report.
It just seems like LeBron James doesn't age. Still so dominant in the second half of his career. This guy is incredible in virtually every statistical category.
Anthony Davis is checked in for the Lakers. Durant, that's good.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy. And Doris, last season for Kyrie Irving, really one of waiting. No Durant on the year to play off of, and then Kyrie's season with the Nets was cut short due to injury.
Well, second surgery for Irving in the last 3 years. We obviously hope he and KD can stay healthy and try to revitalize this Nets organization. Irving is so excited about being on the court. The NBA misses him when he's not playing. Let's hope he stays healthy. Well, you get exactly what you want right there. Clean look, right at the cup. Nicely done.
James in the post, guarded by Harris. Schroeder against Brown. Drummond passes to Schroeder. A three-pointer off the mark. And so it's Harris who will bring it up for Brooklyn. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
Well, just tremendous focus from the veteran Joe Harris. This guy aggressively going at the defense inside.
Here's LeBron, and the dunk by James.
He just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Nets leading by 8. Brown with it, now guarded by Schroeder. Brown outside. Floats one. The wide open look for Durant. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Los Angeles has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Lakers passing it around. Schroeder kicks to Caldwell Pope. Drummond passes to Schroeder. Durant with the steal. Caldwell Pope against Brown. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Trying to find Irving. He's got it now. Straight D that time from Dennis Schroeder.
Well, it hasn't been the most efficient game for this guy, but their team is fortunate to still be out in front.
Liking the vision there from Caldwell Pope, looking to get his guys going when they're open.
Nets have gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. Griffin finds Irving. Shoots over Schroeder. And the Nets miss again.
Well, this has not been a quarter to remember for this guy. He looks completely flustered.
Got that one up quick. LeBron's got 8.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Irving dishes to Durant. And then Durant with the jam.
So unpredictable, so versatile. When KD's working that pick and roll, the defense has a hard time dealing with it.
And the Lakers decide to take their first timeout here.
For viewers, timeout's a chance to check your phone, grab a drink, but for the teams, it's all about business.
Well, there's something that the coach doesn't like. I'm curious to see which kind of adjustment he makes here.
Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for the Lakers. Alex Caruso comes in for Dennis Schroeder. And then for Brooklyn, Jeff Green is checked in for Bruce Brown. And it's James Harden in for Kyrie Irving. Nets leading by 3. Passes it to Green. Harris, right side. Got a piece of it. Here's Green, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And the former Hoya Green, a rangy forward who can both score and defend from all areas of the floor.
So for the Nets, Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Griffin, and Landry Shamet subbed in for Joe Harris. Here's LeBron. Davis. It's good on the putback.
And really, I'd like to see them get after it on the offensive boards a little bit more here. They did a good job of that in the first.
Durant against James. Harden outside. And it's good for 2.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
James kicks to Caruso. And the pass to Davis. Whoops, they pick off the pass. In transition, here come the Nets. The shot's good. 34 seconds left in the second quarter. Caruso, the pass to Davis. And finished off by Davis.
And all Davis needs is the right positioning. Once he's established, dunking becomes easy.
Pass to Shamet. Back to Harden. And he lays it straight in. Harden's got 6 points in the quarter.
You want to talk about a perfect performance? He hasn't missed a shot all night. Incredible.
And it's slammed in by Davis.
Outstanding pass, on time and on target.
Here's KD. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
The to-do list when you're trying to guard Kevin Durant is long, and he's used that added strength to power through contact.
The Nets have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any. That's good from Durant. He gets it up. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's the Brooklyn.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And Kentavious, you guys were getting a lot of offensive rebounds in the first half. How important was that?
Oh, man, they was important, man. We got to keep them off the glass. We can't get them second shot, and we got to...
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. James Harden was the man in the first. He had 18 points and 1 steal. Let's start with you, Shaq. What'd you think about the Nets?
And so far, the Beard has owned the game. He's getting to his spots. He's just going to work. Tough shot maker, shooting them right in your face. The defense has not been able to stop him.
And Kenny, let's get your thoughts on the Lakers.
Well, it's hard to defend a team that gets red hot from the floor. I think the effort was there on D, but they could not come up with a plan to cool them off. We're bound to see a whole different game plan, a whole different approach from them coming out of the break.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show, the third quarter.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. A fantastic game from Harden in this one.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
Lakers trail by 8. Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. Durant is out there with Harris. Then there's Griffin. Then it's Harden. And it's Irving at the 2. Teams have dynasties. The 90s, Michael Jordan. We've seen it over the many decades. Over the next decade, though, who do you think is going to lead the pack there, Greg?
Ooh, that's a great question. You know, with the way Father Time is treating LeBron, you might have to wait and see because he is still playing at such a high level. But, you know, obviously Giannis has got to be on the short list with the Bucks. For me, I really look at Luka in Dallas. I just feel like with Kristaps Porzingis, that duo could just be deadly with how the game is played. But don't sleep on the Celtics with Tatum and Brown and that group that they have with the front office they have. Man, I think the league overall is going to be in great shape moving forward.
It sure seems that way.
Boy, a really soft touch on display. It is a luxury to have a big man who can hit from the line at a consistent rate.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, thanks. Since the Nets acquired Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, the franchise has gone from being an up-and-comer to a potential powerhouse in the East. That's necessitated changes on the bench and on the court. The Nets have added some new veterans. Time is now for Brooklyn to stand up and make its move in the East. Kevin, back to you.
Well, we'll see how they do. David, thank you. Pulls it from 20. And that one hits back iron.
Listen, he knows he should have made that shot. We'll see if they can work it back to him in that same area.
Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. The putback, great positioning on the putback.
Guys, they're just getting outworked. I mean, plain and simple. It's got to be more of a collective effort to secure that backboard.
And it's Harris with the ball for the Brooklyn Nets. They've led by as much as 10. Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. Lakers trail by 7. Caldwell-Pope left side. James finds Schroeder. Now here's Caldwell-Pope, guarded by Harden, and stolen by Irving. Fires from 18. Yes, that goes in. Irving's got 6.
Well, what do? If you play up on Kyrie, he'll go by. If you back off him, he'll pull up. Pick your poison, doesn't matter.
Schroeder passes to James. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. James has got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, the problem is they haven't gotten production from any other spot, but right now this guy is cooking.
Harden against Schroeder. Jacks up a three. Harden, no good. Lakers have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there.
And at last season's trade deadline, Andre Drummond traded away basically for a second-round pick, a shockingly low return for a guy who was once considered a franchise player.
Harris passes to Harden. And his hot hand continues. 10 of 11 from the floor and looking for more.
We so often identify Joe Harris as strictly a shooter, but this guy, he is a tremendous passer as well.
Los Angeles calls timeout. And Greg, why is it that the Pistons got so little in exchange?
Well, I think he was an impending free agent. I think Detroit looking to rebuild. Also, it says something about the center position in today's game.
Green, he's checked in for the Nets. Bruce Brown comes in for James Harden. Here's Kuzma, and 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And the foul goes against Brooklyn.
Plays with such a fearlessness. Kuzma is terrific at staying engaged and forcing the issue.
When Kuzma first entered the league, the Lakers were a rebuilding team. Now, Greg, he's one of the more experienced pieces on this team.
And Kuzma's made the most of it, switching to a learning role, tries to absorb as much as he can from the vets, and he does everything he can to pick their brain and improve on those little things in terms of championship caliber basketball. I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
Schroeder against Griffin. Trying to get open is Davis, and it's Schroeder missing.
This guy just can't find his rhythm, and you look up at the scoreboard, they absolutely need his productivity.
Griffin finds Irving. That 3 off the mark. Lakers trail by 5. Looking to get it going, and a strong finish with 2 hands.
They feed off the energy of Dennis Schroeder, and when he gets these opportunities, he makes the most of them.
Brooklyn's gotten blank from 3-point land so far in the third, still 0 for 3. Pass to Irving. Here's Griffin. That one doesn't go.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Outside for Gasol. And the ball travels out of bounds. That was last touch by Schroeder.
That looks like a lack of focus. You've got to question what he was trying to accomplish there.
Brooklyn making some changes. Nicholas Claxton comes in for Blake Griffin. And Landry Shamet subbed in for Bruce Brown. Nets leading by 3. On the wing, Irving. He's guarded by Schroeder. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Irving's got 8 points.
The cleverness, the fearlessness. Kyrie Irving outstanding at finding spots inside to capitalize from.
Out to the wing. Gasol passes to Horton Tucker. Knocks down the 3-ball. Horton Tucker's got his second bucket.
Such a boost to this offense when this guy can knock down uncontested threes.
Here's Shamet. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. And the Nets lead by 4.
Woo-hoo, Kyrie Irving doing work with the pass. That's pretty.
Horton Tucker, the pass to Schroeder. 16 feet away. And misses it off the right side of the rim. The Nets have gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. From 13, another one falls for Brooklyn.
This is why I love his game. Have to admire his tenacity.
Schroeder kicks to Kuzma.
And this happens when Kuzma is aggressive. When he's looking to score, he makes the D react.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
2 shots.
Free throw good, Kuzma. And the Nets making a change here. Harden's checked in. And both free throws good for Kuzma.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Here's Harden, and the jam by Harden.
And once Harden has momentum behind him, watch out. I love seeing the beard flush it down there with some power.
Morris passes to Kuzma. Here's Caruso, guarded by Harden. Here's Kuzma. Plays it up and banks it in. Kuzma's got 6 in the quarter.
How about the vision of Markieff Morris? Hits the open man, has a good feel for the game. Boy, this guy can do a lot of things.
And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the 4th. Who will carry the day? Brooklyn ahead. They lead by 4. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the 4th quarter. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Well, we have some elite passing big men in the NBA, and you love that skill. Wow.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Montrezl Harrell is out there with Markieff Morris, and it's Caruso in at point guard. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. Here's James. It's hauled in by Claxton.
I'll tell you, most of the time this guy's going to finish that, but that was tremendous defense that prohibits him from completing the play.
Durant feeling it out a bit. Tries again. Bucket is good. And the Nets lead by 9.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Here's James. Got it. Number 7 on the night. 7 for 11 from the floor.
LeBron just shrugs off any and all contact when he has a good look at the rim like that. And
it's Contavious Caldwell Pope with the foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Andre Drummond's checked in for the Lakers. 4th quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it.
That's a great setup. Screen the defender off and let him elevate.
Oh, right. And wasn't the timing ideal? My goodness. The D with no chance to react.
The execution was simply flawless. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you run that play.
It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Caldwell Pope kicks to LeBron. Over Durant. Nice D from Durant. And so it's Durant with it. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. And it's Shamet missing. We're just over a minute and a half now into the 4th. James. And finished off by LeBron.
You could see it in LeBron's eyes. He would not be denied on that drive.
Here is Harden. Passes to Green. Inside. And finished off by KD.
You can see why they go to this guy so often. More often than not, he's going to be very efficient like he is right here.
Nice passing here by Los Angeles. And they double up James. Back to Harrell. He kicks it to Drummond. James dishes to Drummond. And Harrell wide open. He shoots. He doesn't hit that one. The Nets go the other way with it. To the middle. Here's Green. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. Griffin's got 4 assists in the game. You know, Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they are forming now in the NBA.
We've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just with this era is to me absurd. You've always had it. Whether the difference nowadays is I think the players have more say in where they go. And they can orchestrate how a team is constructed, but it's always existed. And the reality is this: you become a super team when you win a lot.
Sure.
And that's what really dictates how super your team is.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Anthony Davis comes in for Harrell, and Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Alex Caruso. Schroeder kicks to James. Bangs brings home the trifecta. LeBron's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Outside, KD. Harden. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. They're looking now at a sizable deficit.
And there's still time left, so they don't necessarily have to really rush the game. They need to avoid that.
Durant with the steal. On the wing, Irving. Buries the long-range jumper. Irving's got 9 points now in just the second half.
Oh, no defense right there for that shot from Irving. Released so quick, especially off the pass.
And the Lakers call time here.
And with Kevin Durant recovering from the Achilles injury, glad we get to see one of the all-time greats back in action.
No doubt, Greg. And KD is trying to navigate his way through one of the most difficult injuries a basketball player can face. But we know unequivocally this go down as one of the elite scorers in NBA history. That combination of size and shooting is truly something to behold.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
During that break, Frank Vogel had some real words for his team. And he was emphatic. He said, we are not going to win this game playing this way, fellas. You've got to step it up. You've got to get aggressive. And you've got to battle to get back in this thing. See if that pep talk got him going, guys.
Davis with the bucket.
And this guy does it all. Davis is as complete an offensive player as we have in our league.
Davis against KD. There's 1:47 left in the fourth. Really left alone that time. Harris has got the lead up to 14 now for the Nets.
We all know Joe Harris is a dead-eye shooter from distance who helps space the floor. What a look.
And it's Schroeder missing. And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Brooklyn's gone 6 of 14 with the 3-ball tonight. Just a little over 40%. It's stolen by Schroeder.
That's just phenomenal defense. The defense feels like it's all over the place and knows exactly how to guard it. Boy, that's the kind of look this offense is designed to create. That's just a tough miss.
And he makes the first.
And Harden finished second in MVP voting in 2017, won the MVP in 2018. Talented combo guard who just seems to get better every season. And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Nets.
Fewer miscues made the difference.
Yeah, I mean, a great all-around effort. Not only did they minimize their turnovers, but kept the pressure up on D, forcing the other team to commit turnovers.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for James Harden.
It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
And here's James outside. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder.
Well, it doesn't take much for LeBron James to find his rhythm. The king right now making it look effortless.
Harden the pass to KD, and the foul called on Anthony Davis. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And Kevin Durant, one of the greatest scorers to ever play. Not the most prolific scorer, but perhaps the most talented. He's dangerous from any part of the floor.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Morris is checked in for Andre Drummond. Dudley comes in for Anthony Davis. Matthews, he's checked in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And it's Alex Caruso in for Dennis Schroeder. Here's Jordan. That shot, no good. Good work defensively by Morris. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. And James gets it to go.
Well, pick your poison if you're a defender against LeBron. That three-point shot, just another put it to you.
Out of bounds, the Lakers will take possession. Caruso, the pass to Matthews. And again, it's the Lakers from deep.
Well, you've got to love the timing on the jumper from Matthews. So efficient on those quick shots.
Here's Llewellyn. He's covered by Matthews. And there's the foul. It goes on Wesley Matthews. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. He's off on the free throw, unable to get that second one to drop in.
Yeah, you'd like to convert them all, but that should still be enough to secure the win.
And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Kyrie. Nice win tonight. What was your thought process coming into the game?
You know, I was just going out there trying to compete on every play, trying to play as much defense as possible. You know, just sticking to our game plan. We had a game plan going in, and we executed.
Got it done at both ends of the floor, Kyrie. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.